Our listeners, welcome back. Today we're going deep on a company that's, well, they're really in the spotlight right now, Nvidia.
Yeah, they're kind of everywhere you look these days, huh?
It's wild. We're talking AI boom, obviously,
Hmm.
and kind of right smack in the middle of all the U.S.-China tensions, too.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about that whole side of things.
Exactly. So we've been digging through a bunch of reports and news, trying to piece together what's going on,
Yeah.
some financial analysis pieces, and,
Some breaking news about potential sanctions.
right. So the big question is, can Nvidia keep uh, this crazy momentum going, or are there problems ahead? Let's find out.
Let's dive in.
So first things first, Nvidia's stock is, well, it's been on a tear.
It has. That AI darling title isn't just hype either.
Right, and the projections, some analysts are saying 54% revenue growth by 2025. How?
Well, their GPUs are really the key. They're built for the kind of processing that deep learning needs. Lots of parallel processing.
So they're not just riding the AI wave, they're like,
They're powering it.
Yeah.
Researchers love them. Companies building AI products. Everyone's using them.
which I guess explains why Wall Street's so excited.
Yeah.
But then you've got this meeting,
Yeah.
right? An Nvidia execs meeting with China's vice commerce minister.
Right. And the timing is interesting, right? With the U.S. maybe about to put more sanctions on China.
Exactly. So what do you make of that? What's the message here?
Well, China's a huge market for Nvidia. Plus, they're really important for the whole semiconductor supply chain globally. So I think it's kind of China saying, hey, we need you guys. Let's talk.
Makes you wonder what Nvidia's thinking, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't want to upset the U.S.
Of course not. But they can't exactly walk away from China either. It's a tough spot to be in for sure.
Especially with these sanctions everyone's talking about. Blacklisting, what was it, like 200 more Chinese companies?
Yeah, it could be rough. And they might restrict those high bandwidth memory chips too, the A100s and H100s.
The ones that are basically gold for AI data centers.
Exactly. If Nvidia can't sell those in China, well, it's going to hurt their profits, obviously.
Right.
But it's bigger than that, too. A lot of electronics are made in China. Any problems there could mess up their whole supply chain. Costs could go up. Production could slow down. It's a lot to think about.
And we were talking about how Nvidia needs China. But isn't it kind of the other way around, too? I mean, Nvidia's got this tech advantage, right?
That's true. They do have some leverage. Maybe this meeting was about finding some kind of compromise.
Workarounds. Maybe even like special deals that get around the sanctions.
It's possible. Both sides have a lot to lose here. The U.S. wants to stay on top technologically, but pushing China too hard might not be the best move.
And China needs those advanced chips for their own AI stuff.
Yeah.
But they also want to build their own chip industry eventually.
Right. So it's complicated, like a game of chess, basically. And this meeting is just one move.
Speaking competition, though, can we talk about the elephant in the room? Apple?
Oh, yeah. That's a whole other layer to this.
Right. They're both like neck and neck for the most valuable company, both around 3.5 trillion market cap. Does that make things even harder for Nvidia?
It definitely adds pressure. Yeah. Investors are watching them both really closely, trying to see who's going to pull ahead.
So it's like a whole other race on top of everything else.
Kind of. But this competition could be good for AI in general, pushes both of them to innovate faster.
So better chips for everyone because of it.
Exactly. More power, more efficiency benefits everyone working on AI.
Okay, so we've got potential market restrictions, a rivalry with Apple, and analysts are still saying Nvidia's stock could hit $170 in just a few months. Am I missing something?
Well, they're looking at Nvidia's dominance in AI. They think the demand for those chips is going to be so big that it'll outweigh the problems.
So they're betting on AI, basically.
Pretty much. And they might be right. But you got to remember, geopolitics are unpredictable. Investing in Nvidia right now, it's a gamble. Huge potential upside, but there are real risks too.
Okay, so for our listeners out there, the big takeaway is that Nvidia is a great example of how tech and global politics are all mixed up together now.
It's not just about the tech anymore. It's about who controls it, who has access to it.
Exactly. And what happens with the U.S. and China is going to have huge effects on Nvidia, but also the whole AI landscape. It's something to keep a close eye on for sure.
And it makes you think, as technology gets even more powerful, what other industries are going to find themselves in this kind of situation? What other companies are going to be caught in the middle?
That's a great question. That's definitely something to think about. All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in to this deep dive on Nvidia. We'll be back soon with more.
See you next time.